Those of you around the course, but hazy evening, conditions just about perfect for racing, and welcome to event 1 of the 1975 Southern 100 meeting, which is the Sidecar event to open the meeting. And indeed, in previous years, this race has been over 6 laps of the course. Well, this year, it's over 9 laps. A very good entry indeed, and just before I give you any more details about the riders themselves, who are just lining up on the grid now. They've done their warming up lap from the paddock, which is just about 200 yards to our right from the start. They then do the rest of the course in a warming up lap and come and line up on the grid in front of us. Some of the machines still arriving. Number 1, I see that's Steve Rowe, who was second in the 6-lap race last year and in actual fact won the championship on the Thursday afternoon, riding number 1 in an outfit that's wedge shape, bright yellow with a green band round it. But before any further details, let me give you the non-starters and alterations to program. The non-starters for this event, the Sidecar, are numbers 6, 7, 24, 26, 27, and 28, 31, and 33. Non-starters numbers 6, 7, 24, 26, 27, 28, 31, and 33. The change of passengers, number 27, the passenger is R.H. Burgess. Number 27, the passenger is R.H. Burgess. Number 33, the passenger is N.W.G. Fear. Number 33, the passenger is N.W.G. Fear. Number 18, the passenger is Dave Skelly. Number 18, passenger is Dave Skelly. And number 2, the passenger is P. Spendlove. Number 2, passenger is P. Spendlove. There's one additional rider to the program. Number 35 is R. Pearson, passenger D. West, on a 740 Triumph, comes from Chilton. That's number 35 in addition to the program. R. Pearson and D. West on a 740 Triumph. They come from Chilton. Well, that's the non-starters, additional rider and change of passengers for this event. With those non-starters, it means we have 26 outfits on the grid for this opening race of the Southern 100 meeting for 1975. The front row, number 1, as we told you, Steve Rowe and Alan Jones, who in the 850 RJS Jap, they come from Stockport. They won the championship last year and were second in the corresponding race, as we're seeing in a few moments. Number 2, Malcolm White and P. Spendlove. They were second in the championship and finished 10th in this race last year. Number 3, Eddie Wright and Jay Teal from Leeds with the 875 Windle. They were third in this event last year. Number 4 is Dave Horton and R. Page. They were third in the championship and 5th in this event last year. And number 5, Graham Hilditch and Kevin Littlemore with the 993 Grangeside Imp from Runcorn. They were in 4th place in the opening event last year and were going very well in about 3rd spot in the championship when slight mechanical trouble put them out. They rode in the TT this year for the first time and they were very happy to go home with a bronze replica. That's machine number 5, very distinctive, the Grangeside Imp from Runcorn. I've been across, in actual fact, in Runcorn and see the boys working on this outfit. And I know they had a little bit of frame trouble, I understand, after the TT, but it looks as if they've got that problem sorted out. That's number 5, Graham Hilditch and Kevin Littlemore from Runcorn. Well, now, as most of the machines are here on the grid, riders and passengers just walking around, waiting these final few moments to take past, let me draw your attention to the local entries. Number 8 is Eric Bragazzi and John Creer from Union Mills. They're riding an SG BSA. Then we have the next local competitor is number 17, Keith Griffin and Malcolm Sharricks on an 850 Westlake. They come from Onken. Then number 21 is Artie and Edda Oates on a BSA from Ballamodda, and number 22 is Brother George Oates with John Molyneux on a Koenig. They come from Ballamodda also. And number 34, Ray Collister and John Cowley on a Rumble BSA come from Castletown here in the Isle of Man, not very far from where we're talking to you. Well, we have another commentary point also at Ballabeg, which is a very sharp right-hander, a very exciting and very interesting spot. And for a few moments now, because we haven't had any signals here as yet, let's join our commentator there, who is Ian Cannell.
Well, the conditions at Ballabeg are exactly the same as they are at Castletown, as you might expect, considering we're just about 1.5 miles down the road from where Peter Neal has been speaking. This is a 4.25-mile circuit, and we're just over a third of the way round it. As Peter says, it's a very sharp right-hand corner at what is normally known as Ballabeg 3 Roads. The competitors come between the farm buildings of Ballinorris, which is just about 1/4 mile back down along the course from me here, and then through a series of swinging bends before going past the 30 miles per hour signs for Ballabeg Village, and of which they take absolutely no notice, past 2 warning boards, and then it's right down into bottom gear for this very, very sharp right-hand hairpin. A position on the course that gives the spectators a good view of the machines and of the competitors, and we've got an excellent crowd here for the Tuesday evening's race. We've also got a lot of officials, as we always have at motorcycle races, and it's particularly pleasing this year that at Ballabeg and in this particular part of the course, we've got personnel from the St. John Ambulance Brigade. Yes, we always have them, but this year there's a difference, because in this part of the course, they're from Cumbria, they're from the Workington Division, and it's very nice to see them. Peter's been talking about the leading competitors in this race. Well, the Sidecar record holder on the Southern 100 circuit was David Lawrence, who established the records last year for both race and lap record on his Grange side imp. Well, we haven't got him, but as Peter was telling us, we've got a Grange side imp. Number 5, Graham Hilditch and Kevin Littlemore on the 993cc Grange side imp. And that machine, or at least a similar machine, went round last year at over 80 miles an hour average on this course. And that really is going some. Conditions are good. The roads are dry. We've just got a hazy sun and the very lightest of breezes. Perfect conditions both for competitors and for the spectators lining the hedges here at Ballabeg. Now back to Peter Neal.
Well, I think most of the machines have arrived here now on the grid here at the start and finish point. Just to remind our listeners that the commentary point is at the start and finish line, which is on the Castletown bypass. And some more information just being given, and I think it's an additional non-starter, number 9, Mick Wortley from Bearwood, a man who could be fancied in this race. Number 9, Mick Wortley, is a non-starter, an additional non-starter. As I was saying, the commentary point is approximately halfway down the Castletown bypass, where they come at a very, very fast rate indeed, and Nelson Gill has just given the signal to the competitors, spectators, and of course ourselves that there are just 2 minutes to go to the start of this opening event of the Southern 100 meeting for 1975, the 9-lap sidecar event. On the front row, number 1, Steve Rowe, and number 2, Malcolm White. Numbers 3 and 4 in the second row, Eddie Wright and Dave Horton. And then number 5, Graham Hilditch, alongside number 8, Eric Brigazzi, the first of the local crews to be away in this event. Quite a good crowd of spectators here also at the start and finish point, but I'm certain too that there'll be very good crowds, I would imagine, at Alexander Bridge and Cross Four Ways, and also Ballacack and Corners. Some very interesting cornering indeed from these sidecars. As we say, it's 9 laps of this 4.25-mile circuit, and as Ian said, the lap record for sidecars set up last year by Dave Lawrence, 3 minutes, 9 seconds, 80.95 miles per hour, and just into the final minute now for the start of this 9-lap sidecar event. And as that signal board is given, the riders are off the machines in gear back against compression. Passengers also ready to start pushing. Bill Pycraft with the watches and the flag ready to start this 9-lap race, 4.25 miles to the lap. Bravely standing on the straw bales. Final check on the watch, and shortly this opening event of the 1975 meeting will be underway. And once these machines start firing, I'm sure you just won't be able to hear a word from me, so I'll just let you settle back and enjoy the roar of the machines as they start this opening race. The flag is up and down and away we go. And it looks from here as if it looked as if number 5, Graham Hilditch, got a reasonable start. I think he may have been blocked, but certainly the machine fired and sounded very, very crisp as they left us here. Number 25's having a little spot of bother, Larry Walker and Saunders on the Koenig. They come from Swindon. 9 laps to go, and the field away. And from our point, we just can't see down the road, but I think everyone is away. There's just one. Philip Taubman gives me the signal. There's just one in a spot of bother. We presume that was number 25, the purple outfit, who seemed a little bit slow away from here. Still pushing, and the leaders now, already, believe it or not, with 45 seconds since the flag dropped on a flying lap. They're just over a minute, I think, to Ian at Ballabeg. Very shortly, the road in front of him will be filled. I'm told that they're still pushing number 25. He hasn't got away. That's number 25, Larry Walker, but he is now. Everyone's away. Thank you very much indeed, Ian.
Well, in 1974, all the race and lap records were broken. What will 1975 bring? Here are the sidecar outfits, 5 of them in fact, and they're streaming all the way along the road between here and Ballinorris, but it's number 5, Graham Hilditch in the lead, number 4 is second, from number 2, number 15 is well up there, Steve Granger, number 3, number 12, numbers only, and now they're streaming through, nose to tail. A tremendous noise at Ballabeg. Number 35 there, going through with a little bit of road to play with. That's the late entry, Pearson and West on the Triumph. Number 34 is the last of those we've seen, Ray Collister and John Cowley on the Rumble BSA, who come from Castletown, just down the road. And here is a green outfit, which is obviously having a little bit of trouble, I should say. It's number 10, Brian Kelsey on the Kawasaki. Doesn't look terribly happy, but he's still going. He's looking down at the right-hand side of the machine. Number 25 is there. That's the outfit that had the late start, and he's through Ballabeg and sounding pretty good. Larry Walker on the Koenig from Swindon. And the order once again at Ballabeg on lap 1 was leading number 5, Graham Hilditch and Kevin Littlemore on the big Grange side Imp by just a few yards from number 4, David Horton on the Koenig. In third place, number 2, Malcolm White and Philip Spendlove on the Tri-Fly Westlake. They come from Harrogate. In fourth place, number 15, Granger and Betterson on the big Honda. In fifth place, number 3, Wright and Teal on the Windle 875. And in sixth place, number 12, Bill Hall and Paul Minion. Travelling Marshal Alan Killip goes through, sweeping up behind all the competitors. And they've all gone now on lap 1. They'll be well round the cross 4 ways now and streaking through the area of Great Meadow, through the twists and turns at near Maloo Church, and then into that very sharp right-hander at Alexandra Bridge, and then onto the Castletown bypass again. 2 minutes have gone since the leaders went past Ballabeg, and they should be almost at the end of lap 1.
They are. That's him just gone past. And we can separate them now on the watch. 3.5 seconds that number 5, Hilditch, leads number 4, Horton, with numbers 2 and a number 15 next along, number 2, White, number 15, Granger. And now just listen to them stream through here as they go. Number 3, 20, 17, 29, 8. There's Eric Ragazzi, followed by number 19, Hemstock, but I can tell you that number 5 at the end of lap 1, Graham Hilditch, had a 3.5 second lead over the second place machine, number 4, Dave Horton and Page on the Koenig. 3.5 seconds it was. Machine in trouble there. Looks like number 18 it is indeed. Number 18 being Edmund Hunt. This is number 35, the additional entry, R. Pearson, but I think almost now it's time to join Ian.
And just as you come over, the first outfit comes between the Ballinorris farm buildings, and this lead is stretching, I'm sure. It's still number 5 with the yellow and white outfit, the crew in their red and yellow leathers. Round the corner he goes, no trouble at all, followed by number 4, Horton and Page. And that lead has now stretched to 6 seconds. Here we've got number 2, Malcolm White and Philip Spendlove in third place, and the leaders are really pulling away now. Number 22 almost coming to a halt there. George Oates and John Molyneux just being balked on the corner. And here comes the pack. Number 20 taking a very tight line there in the red outfit. That's the Vardy brothers on the BSA. And a really psychedelically painted outfit of number 29, Jones and Osborne, on the 950cc Honda. So once again, the leaders on lap 2, number 5, Hilditch and Littlemore, 6 seconds now ahead of number 4, Horton and Page, who in turn are also 6 seconds ahead of number 2, Malcolm White and Philip Spendlove. In 4th place still, number 15, Granger and Betterson. 5th place, number 23, Flynn and Robinson, and they've come up from 8th place on lap 1. And in 6th place, number 22, George Oates and John Molyneux, who may well have lost a couple of places as they went away from Ballabeg because they seem to be impeded by competitors ahead of them. But they're obviously well placed. And number 1, Tim O'Hanlon, my timekeeper alongside me, keeping the lap chart, suggests that number 1, Steve Rowe and Alan Jones, who were second in this race last year, first in the championship last year, and in 12th place on lap 1, have not appeared this time. So perhaps Peter has news of them. It's 1 minute and 40 since the leaders went past. They're almost back with Peter.
Almost indeed. I can hear the sound as they come round the stadium corner and into the corner at Alexander Bridge. I can tell you that number 1 didn't pass us at the end of that first lap, and we're waiting now for the first sign of number 5, Graham Hilditch, leading. And here he is. Graham Hilditch, number 5, crosses the line now, and the second man not in sight as yet. Here he is now, but that lead is stretching, there's no doubt about it. That's number 4, Horton, crosses the line now. I stopped the watch and I can tell you it's almost 10 seconds now. Almost 10 seconds the lead for Graham Hilditch. That's number 2, Malcolm White, followed by number 23, Gerard Flynn. Then the pack, 22, 15 and 30. And we have an official time for lap 1 for Graham Hilditch of 3 minutes, 21.2, 76.04. That, of course, was from the standing start. 3 minutes, 21.2, 76.04. The first 6 at the end of lap 2. Leading number 5, Hilditch. Second, number 4, Horton. In 3rd place, number 2, White. 4th place, number 23, Flynn. 5th, number 22, George Oates. And in 6th place, number 15, Steve Granger. That's the order at the end of lap 2, but now the leader should be with Ian.
They're coming past the first warning board. Now the second warning board into the left-hand gutter, down through the gears, throws that outfit across the point of the hairpin. Passenger right over the back wheel, putting his weight down on top of that, keeping the wheel and the traction there right on the ground where it ought to be. There's number 4 going through in 2nd place. And the lead is now 9 seconds, so perhaps number 4, David Horton, has pulled a little bit out since the start of this lap. But number 2, Malcolm White and Philip Spendlove have stopped at Ballabeg. Number 2 have stopped at Ballabeg. They were in 3rd place, 23 seconds down on Horton and Page, but they've stopped at Ballabeg with some sort of machine bothers. The crew is perfectly okay. They're looking down rather dejectedly at the machine. But meantime, the race goes on, and number 23, Flynn and Robinson, will be up into 3rd place, and the leaders are with Peter Neal.
Not quite, but they will be very, very shortly indeed. It gives me just a moment to tell you that number 5, Hilditch, had an opening lap of 3 minutes 21.2, averaging 76.04. Number 4 in 2nd place, Dave Horton, was 3 minutes 24.8, 74.70. 3rd was number 2, who Ian has just told us has stopped at Ballabeg, Malcolm White, 3 minutes 30.4, 72.71. 4th was number 15. That's Steve Granger. He had a lap of 3 minutes 33.2, 71.67. 5th, number 23, Gerard Flynn, 3 minutes 37.2, 70.44. And 6th was number 22, leading local competitor George Oates and John Molyneux, 3 minutes 39, 69.86. And in the background now, I can hear that Grangeside Imp as it comes around Stadium Corner, and on the approach to Alexander Bridge, around that corner, and then down this very fast bypass past the start and finish to complete 3rd distance, 3 laps in this 9-lap event. I can tell you that he's in view now, and almost in view, I should say. It's 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Here he is. Graham Hilditch, Kevin Littlemore crossed the line now. That's third distance. We start the watch and look for the first glimpse of number 4, who should be in second place still, Dave Horton, and here he is. And he crosses the line now, and I can tell you on my watch once again, it's 10 seconds. 10 seconds the lead for Graham Hilditch over second place number 4. Up into third place now is number 23, and some retirements have just been given to me. Number 1, Steve Rowe, is out at Castletown Bridge. Number 35, Pearson at the Iron Gate. Number 10, Brian Kelsey. Number 8, Eric Bricazzi. And number 29, D. Jones at the paddock. All riders are okay. The first 6 at third distance, then we have number 5, Hilditch. Second, number 4, Horton. Third, number 23, Flynn. Fourth, number 30, Philpott. In fifth place, number 15, Granger. And in sixth place, number 20. And number 20 is Vardy. 10 seconds the difference was here once again. Ian, what's it with you?
Well, I should say it's fully that. Here's the leader now. Number 5 goes round the hairpin. And the second place man had not yet reached the Ballabeg warning boards, but he's approaching us now. Number 4 it is. A white outfit with red and blue stripes on the front. And it's 11 seconds now, just stretched a little. And as we wait for the third place man approaching us now, I can tell you that number 2 got going again. He's back in the race, but a long, long way behind, of course. There's number 23 now, the blue streamlined outfit. Number 30 riding a good race up into fourth place. He's come right onto the leaderboard successively each lap. Number 15 is through also in fifth place. That's Granger and Betterson on the big Honda. Sixth place man with us now is number 12. Just ahead of number 20, the Vardy brothers, who almost overdo it and slide almost to a halt, and they get away with it unscathed. But it's number 12 holding sixth place, Hall and Minion, and number 20, the Vardys, are in seventh place, just ahead of number 14, Phillips and Miller from Derby on their big Westlake. Number 17, Keith Griffiths and Malcolm Sharrocks, local competitors going through Ballabeg. They are in ninth position, ahead of number 19, Hemstock and Innocent from Doncaster. Number 22, George Oates and John Molyneux are apparently missing. Local competitors there. George Oates and John Molyneux, number 22, have gone missing on this lap. They were in fifth place on the previous trip round. But the leader is still number 5, Graham Hilditch and Kevin Littlemore, 11 seconds ahead of number 4, Horton and Page. Number 23 is now 15 seconds behind the leading 2. Just 3 seconds behind him is number 30, Philpott and Buxton, who come all the way from Norfolk. And now for the leader, Peter.
And shortly he'll be in my view. It's coming up to the 3 minutes and 10 seconds since he started this lap. And here he is, Graham Hilditch, number 5. Crosses the line now, and I can tell you that he was leading officially at the end of lap 3 by 9.6 seconds on the official watch. Second machine is just in view now. This is number 4, Horton, and the lead is stretching. There's no doubt about it, because he crosses the line now, and on my watch it's some 13.5 seconds the lead for Graham Hilditch over number 4, Dave Horton. 13.5 seconds at the end of the fourth lap. Third place still now, we have number 30. And number 30 is Robert Philpott and Buxton on their Westlake. Next machine in view, and this looks like number 15. It is indeed. Number 15 is Steve Granger, followed by number 23, who would appear to be retiring at the paddock. Number 23, that's Gerard Flynn, certainly indicated he was leaving the course and going into the paddock. Number 12, Bill Hall, is also through. Let me repeat once again, we've had the first 5, 4, 30, 15 and 12, with number 23 obviously a retirement. 13.5 seconds the lead for Graham Hilditch. 4 laps completed. What is it with you, Ian?
Well, we've got Graham Hilditch with us safely enough, and as he goes round Ballabeg hairpin, the second place man appears just through the trees and between the buildings away back at Ballinorris, and there's quarter of a mile difference therefore between them on the road. The stopwatch is ticking away, and it now says 14.5 seconds, my timekeeper tells me. 14.5 seconds on unofficial timing at Ballabeg on lap 5. So we are just about at half distance in this 9-lap race. About 4.5 laps are completed. There goes number 30, behind number 4. So it's number 5, number 4, and number 30. Those are the first 3. And the interval between number 4 and 30, that's second and third, is 16 seconds. Number 15, Granger and Betterson are also through in 4th place, ahead of number 12, Hall and Minion, who are well in touch with them. The time intervals between the first, second and third and fourth are all in the teens of seconds, so as you'll appreciate, they're pretty well spread out. We've got one outfit coming down to Ballabeg here pretty slowly. The passenger has got his left hand raised, indicating that he is slowing down, and it is in fact number 34, Collister and Cowley, who come from Castletown, and they're stopping at Ballabeg, allowing number 14, Phillips and Miller on the Westlake, to go through. They are followed by number 17, Keith Griffin and Malcolm Sharrocks, who are up into 7th place now, just on the verge of the leaderboard. I can tell you once again that number 34, Collister and Cowley from Castletown and the Rumble BSA, have stopped at Ballabeg, obviously with engine trouble, rider and passenger perfectly okay. And now, as number 16 goes through, that's Brian Roston and Ian Gemmell, also on an imp-powered machine. They come from Southport. Let's go back to Peter again for news of this leader.
Well, very shortly, if he's going as clockwork as he has been, he should be, in my view. It's 3 minutes and 10 seconds now. I can hear a machine. I can see it. It's him. Number 5, Graham Hilditch from Runcorn, crosses the line now. 5 laps of this 9-lap race completed. Second machine not in view as yet. Number 4 we expect it to be, of course. In second place, Dave Horton and Page on the Koenig from Didcot. Here he is. Crosses the line now, and the lead is some 13.5 seconds. 13.5 seconds the lead now for Hilditch over Horton. The first 2 well away from the third place man, who should be next along. We expect number 30. Machine in view. This looks like number 30, and I can tell you that it is number 30. Number 30, Robert Philpott and M. Buxton on the Westlake from Norfolk. So the first 3 are through. Number 5, Graham Hilditch, leading number 4, Dave Horton, by 13.5 seconds. Number 30 is in third place. There's number 15, Steve Granger, followed by number 12, Bill Hall, and they're the first 5, and it's already 55 seconds since the leader crossed the line at the end of lap 5, and I think now he should be well into the sight of Ian Cannell.
Yes, he is. But it's only number 5. The second place man is not yet. Yes, just comes into view as number 5, Hilditch and Littlemore, go round the hairpin at Ballabeg. So the lead, I should say, is about the same as it was. Here's number 4 coming now. The machine's snaking slightly under the braking. The passenger over the back wheel, legs dangling out of the back of the sidecar. And number 4, Horton and Page on the Koenig-powered machine, the Koenig being a German speedboat engine, basically. They go through 14.5 seconds down, which is exactly the same as they were on the previous lap. Number 32, which you may be able to hear going past us at Ballabeg, is a lap adrift. He's in 12th place. That's Smith and Hindmarsh on the Windrick BSA, and they come from Doncaster. But here's number 15 up into third place. Number 15, Granger and Betterson, ahead of number 12, who takes a rather individual line, Bill Hall and Paul Minion. And they are in third and fourth place, respectively, numbers 15 and 12. Number 30 is not with us. Number 30 has gone missing. And we're watching the performance of number 25 with interest. This is Walker and Saunders on the Koenig, who you remember had a very bad start. They've come up progressively from 17th, then to 13th, to 11th, and on the last time through Ballabeg to 9th place. So they're riding a very, very good race indeed. Number 25, Walker and Saunders, after a bad start. And all the time I've been telling you about them, there hasn't been anything through Ballabeg, but we've got something with us now, and it is, in fact, number 25, the machine I've been telling you about, a purple-painted machine, and he's now up, would you believe, to 5th place. So he's really getting the message. Number 14 and 17 go through in the same order as previously, 17 being Keith Griffin and Malcolm Sharrocks, still in 7th place, just ahead of number 19, Hemstock and Innocent, also on a Windle BSA, also from Doncaster. But now number 5, the leader, should be back with you, Peter.
Yes, I'm pretty certain that the machine I can hear, and I can now see and confirm it is number 5, Graham Hilditch, 2/3 distance, 6 laps completed, We start the watch and we wait for number 4, the second place man, Dave Horton from Didcot. The clock ticking away. He's in view now. This is number 4, Horton, in second place. And the time difference there, just that 13.5 seconds once again. 13.5 seconds the lead for number 5, Graham Hilditch and Kevin Littlemore over number 4, Dave Horton and our Page. While we wait for the third place man, let me tell you that number 22, George Oates, and number 3, Eddie Wright, have retired at Cross Four Ways. Perfectly okay. Number 20, the Vardy brothers also went out at Cross Four Ways. They're perfectly okay. And at the paddock, number 2, Malcolm White, number 23, Gerard Flynn, and number 34, Ray Collister, all perfectly okay. There's the third place man, number 15, and number 30, as Ian told us, is not appeared. Number 12 is up into fourth place, so 5, 4, 15, and 12. This is number 32, a man who is a lap adrift, so 4 are through, 5, 4, 15 and 12. That's the order at the end of lap 6, 2/3 distance. Ian.
Well, there goes number 5, now through Ballabeg, and he's leading the race, no doubt about it. He's on lap 7 of a 9-lap race. He's got it all sewn up, and he's just got about, 10 miles to go. There's number 4 now in second place on the Koenig. Beautiful sound to that machine, and it's 15 seconds between them with nothing at all in sight back down the quarter of a mile towards Ballinorris, the farm which is about as far back along the course as we can see. Just behind it is the bridge over the Isle of Man Railway, and then the Iron Gate Bend, and then before that the long straight from Ballacaccan where the machines really start to move. Here's the third place man now, number 15. In third place, orange and blue leathers for both driver and passenger, followed by number 12 in close company, just 3 seconds between those two. But it's now 35 seconds between second and third, between numbers 4 and 15. 15 seconds the lead for number 5, Graham Hilditch. 35 seconds the lead over third place for second place man, David Horton, number 4. And there's number 32, who is still soldiering on, although he's a lap adrift, but he's up into 11th place. Number 32, Smith and Hindmarsh, holding 11th place, although a lap adrift. And as you've heard from the number of retirements, quite a considerable mortality rate amongst the machines. There's number 25 on the purple streamline machine that we've been telling you about. He almost lost the motor there as he went round Ballabeg hairpin, but he's still holding 5th place and riding a good race. He's 41 seconds behind number 12, Hall and Minion, who are just ahead of him on the running order. So number 25 has 45 seconds to make up, 2.5 laps in which to do it. I doubt if he can. Keith Griffin and Malcolm Shorrocks are in 6th place, and now Peter.
And here he is, like clockwork, number 5, Graham Hilditch, completes lap 7. We start the watch and wait now some 15 seconds or so for the second place man, number 4, Dave Horton, with their 760 Koenig. I can hear the familiar sound of that Koenig. I can now see the machine, and I can tell you the lead is increasing for Graham Hilditch. And it's now on my watch some 18 seconds, just under 18 seconds the lead for number 5, Hilditch, over number 4, Horton, as we complete 7 laps, 4.25 miles to the circuit, so just 9.5 miles to go, or 8.5, I should say, to the checkered flag. 8.5 miles to go for that checkered flag. The lead just under 18 seconds at the end of lap 7. And it's 45 seconds now since the leader went through. The third place man is just coming into view. And have we a change? We have. It's number 12, followed by number 15. So number 12, Bill Hall, up into third place. And number 15, Steve Granger, now in fourth place. And it's a minute now, and I would imagine I can just give you the speeds for Hilditch at the end of lap 6. 19 minutes 39.4, averaging 77.80 at the end of the 6 laps. The record speed for the 6-lap race last year was 77.22 miles per hour. Graham Hilditch, for 6 laps this evening, is averaging 77.80, so he's beaten the 6-lap record. This, of course, is a 9-lap race. Ian, I'm sure he's well past you now.
Well, he's about 50 yards past me, Peter, but we've got drama at Ballabeg on lap 8. Number 5, Graham Hilditch and Kevin Littlemore have obviously got trouble with their machine, which failed to pick up as they went out of Ballabeg. and we think that no, he hasn't. The marshals are indicating that he has not got away from Ballabeg. Number 4 is through. He arrived at Ballabeg 19 seconds behind number 5, has now taken the lead and has 1.5 laps to go to the checkered flag. Here's number 12, who's still holding what is now second place, ahead of number 15, just about 50 yards between them on the road. What rotten luck for number 5, Graham Hilditch, who've driven such an excellent race, increasing their lead all the way, and as they came into the corner, everything appeared to be all right, but as soon as they started to open up that motor, it was as flat as a pancake and just wouldn't pick up at all, and they have apparently pulled to a stop just about 100 yards down the road. The marshals are going down now to see what the problem is. But there's no doubt that number 4, David Horton, has taken the lead now on the penultimate lap, ahead of number 12, Hall and Minion, who are holding their position just ahead of number 15. There is number 25 that we've been telling you about, Larry Walker on the Koenig, who is now up into 4th place. He's actually the 5th outfit to go past us, but he will now be in 4th place, and we expect that Keith Griffin and Malcolm Sherricks will be up into 5th place on lap 8. And now, Peter.
Well, we wait now for number 4, Dave Horton, the new leader, and as Ian said, very hard luck indeed on Graham Hilditch, because I know it's one of his ambitions is to win a race on the Southern 100, but on his performance tonight, I would think he's got every chance to do that on Thursday afternoon in the 12-lap championship. Just let me say once again that after 6 laps, he was averaging 77.80, which beat the existing 6-lap record for the race set up last year at 77.22. But he's the new leader, number 4, with 1 lap to go. Crosses the line, and a comfortable lead indeed he has now. The second place man we expect now will be number 12. That's Bill Hall and Paul Minion. They finished in 6th place in this event last year and 8th in the championship, and they're in 2nd place now. I can hear machines, but no sign as yet. The leader gone some 25 seconds now, number 4. He's the 2nd place man, number 12, and he's opened a gap. Number 12, Bill Hall, is certainly opened a gap. He's some 29 seconds on my watch behind the leader, but number 15 does not appear to be with us. They were very close company last lap. They're on their last lap now, and here he is, but going slower. Number 15, machine sounds perhaps a little bit off song. That's number 15. In fact, it sounds a lot off song when it gets that nearer. That's Steve Granger, but the leader's then number 4 at the end of lap 8. Dave Horton in 2nd place, number 12, Bill Hall, gone past 3rd, but rather slowly was number 15, Steve Granger, and the leader, I think, will be very near you now, Ian.
Well, he's almost here. We can see him in the left-hand gutter. Round the hairpin he goes. Very happy man, I've no doubt. Number 4, David Horton, on his last lap, coming in to win the first event of the 1975 Southern 100 meeting. But I can tell you that number 5, Graham Hilditch and Kevin Littlemore are perfectly okay, and I have been talking to Graham Hilditch, who gives me the very sad news that they broke their primary chain. That was their trouble as they went away from Ballabeg, as they turned on the power. The primary chain broke, and that is the end of their race. There's nothing you can do about that. Number 12 is through in 2nd place, 27 seconds now down on the leader. So number 4, David Horton, has just to keep going at some reasonable sort of speed, and he will see the checkered flag in a very, very few moments now. Just the 1st and 2nd machines have gone through. Here's the 3rd place man now. It's number 15 with those distinctive orange leathers, the orange top that you can see as they approach you, and the blue bottom half that you can see as they go away from you. That's number 15, Steve Granger and Graham Betterson from Mansfield on the big 900cc Honda. And there's a man who's trying really hard, Larry Walker on the Koenig, who has ridden such a tremendous race and who's now in 4th place, 10 seconds behind number 15. He's hardly got enough time to make up that 10 seconds. I don't think he has anyway. 10 seconds between 3rd and 4th, but one can only speculate on what number 25, Larry Walker, might have done had he not had that disastrous start at the beginning of the race when he was rather left behind. but he's holding a very creditable 4th place, the leader being number 4, David Horton, on the Koenig. He comes from Didcot. He was 5th in this race last year. He's got 27 seconds of a lead, and he will very shortly now be in the sight of Peter Neal.
Very shortly indeed. I can just hear a machine somewhere in the area of the stadium corner. But with these retirements, certainly the leaders have stretched out, and we make it on our chart. There's just some 7 riders on the same lap, just 7 machines, 8 on the road at the moment. He's the leader, though, number 4, the winner. The checkered flag is ready. He crosses the line now, and number 4, Dave Horton, is the winner, having just lapped there number 16, Brian Rostron and Ian Gemmell with the Chrysler Imp. So the winner of the opening event of the 700 for 1975, number 4, Dave Horton and R. Page. There's a second place man finishing. That's number 12, Bill Hall and Paul Minion on the Willemans Norton, come from Mickleover. And the 2 finishers only. The third place man we expect to be number 15, Steve Granger. And as Ian was saying, what a great ride by newcomer Larry Walker, number 25, with that Koenig, who had such a bad start and has moved his way up into 4th place. So the chain trouble that struck Graham Hilditch, sort of nothing you can do about it. Very hard luck. I know his aunt and uncle are on the island to watch him tonight. They'll be very disappointed indeed. And I'm sure the friends he has across there. And he's number 25. Up into 3rd place, number 25, Larry Walker and P. Saunders. As I was saying, I know Tom and Lil and quite a few of the folks over there in Runcorn will be listening in, and they'll be very disappointed that Graham, after such a great run here, has gone out on the 8th lap with primary chain trouble. So 3 finishes we have in at the moment. Number 4, Dave Horton. Number 12, Bill Hall. And he's number 15, finishing in 4th place. Obviously struck a little trouble late on. That's number 15, Steve Granger and Graham Bettison with the 900cc Honda from Mansfield. So 4 finishes we have. The winner, number 4, Dave Horton. In 2nd place, number 12, Bill Hall. In 3rd place, number 25, Larry Walker. 4th, number 15, Steve Granger. Another machine I can hear now, having rounded Alexander Bridge. And coming in to finish, and this is number 17, who finishes in 5th place, number 17 being Keith Griffin and Malcolm Sharricks from Onken in the island with Westlake. Regular performances here on the 700 course, Keith Griffin, and pretty good performance he's had too over the years. 9th in 1969, 3rd in 1971, 7th in 1974, and a 5th place here now. The 6th place man we expect shortly to see. In fact, I can see him now. It's a red fairing, and I can tell you it's number 14, followed by number 21. Number 21, another of local riders, Artie Oates, also a regular competitor here in the 700. His record is 10th in the 1970, 12th in 73, 5th in 73, 9th in 1974, and a 7th place here now. And number 32 finishes his 8 laps. Number 32, that's Mike Smith and Dee Hindmarsh on the Windrick BSA from Doncaster. So we'll just wait now for the official result and times of this opening event in the 700 meeting for 1975. And while we wait, let me draw your attention to the program for tomorrow evening. And 3 solo races tomorrow evening, starting at 6:15, the 250cc race over 12 laps of the course. At 20 minutes past 7 approximately, the junior 350cc race, also over 12 laps, and approximately 8:25, the 750cc, again over 12 laps. And of course, the best 45 performances, not necessarily the first 15 in each of the races tomorrow night, but the best performance from, or the 45 best performances will be invited to race in the 700 Championship on Thursday afternoon. So 3 solo races tomorrow evening, the 250, the 350, and the 750, all over 12 laps, and some big names in there for those events, certainly. And when you look through, George Fogarty, Neil Tuxworth, Danny Shimon, Roger Knott, Tom Luckridge, Gordon Pantle, Roger Sutcliffe, Dave Williams in the 350 event, along with Roger Knott, George Fogarty, Neil Tuxworth, Bill Fulton, Ray McCulloch, Norman Dunn, And in the 750 event, Les Trotter, George Fogarty, Roger Sutcliffe, Dave Williams, Bill Smith, Gordon Pantle. Really tremendous standard of entrance, and we now have the details we've been waiting for, and we can tell you it is as follows. First, number 4, Dave Horton, 30 minutes, 13.4, 75.93. Second, number 12, Bill Hall, 30 minutes, 30 seconds, 75.24. Third, number 25, Larry Walker, 31 minutes, 8.2, 73.70. Fourth, number 15, Steve Granger, 31 minutes, 35.4, 72.64. Fifth, number 17, local competitors Keith Griffin and Malcolm Sharricks, 32 minutes, 8 seconds, 71.41. And in sixth place, number 14, and number 14 is John Phillips and Dee Miller from Derby, 32 minutes, 39.8, 70.26. And some small consolation perhaps for Graham Hilditch and Kevin Littlemore, number 5. They set up the fastest lap in the race in lap 2 with 3 minutes, 12 seconds, just 3 seconds outside the record, 79.68 miles per hour. So the fastest lap to number 5, 3 minutes, 12 seconds, 79.68. And that just about concludes the opening broadcast on the opening day of the Southern 100 meeting for 1975. Remember, tomorrow evening's racing starts at 6:15 with the 250, the 350, and the 750cc solo events over 12 laps. We'll be on air from 10 minutes past 6 with commentary on all 3 races. Hope you'll join us then. Till then, from all of us, let's say a very good evening as the roads are now officially open as the car goes past, and hand back to you, Mike, in the studio.
And thank you very much indeed, Peter. We look forward to joining you once again for the races tomorrow. Well, Manx Radio will be closing down in just a couple of minutes' time. To take us round, some music.
Home and fill up with discount-priced petrol. There's tuppence off all grades at the Whitestone Garage in Ballasalla. And I think very shortly we'll have the details we're waiting for and confirmation as to records or not. Indeed, we have just handed to me now, and I can tell you that his average speed was 85.35, his time was 35 minutes 51 seconds exactly, and it's a race record for number 125, John Taylor. 35 minutes, 51 seconds, 85.35 miles per hour. Second, number 119, Eddie Roberts, 36 minutes, 8.2, 84.67. Third, number 134, Alan Jones, 750 Norton, 36 minutes, 30.8, 83.80. In fourth place, number 132, Les Trotter on the Crook Suzuki, 36 minutes, 46 seconds, 83.22. In fifth place, number 112, Billy Guthrie with the 700cc Danfei Yamaha, 36 minutes, 57.8, 82.78. And in sixth place, number 110, our very good friend Selwyn Griffiths on the Cowles Matchless, 37 minutes, 10.8, 82.30 miles per hour. They're just 6 of the riders who will be in the championship tomorrow afternoon. Let me remind you once again that the program for tomorrow, 2:30 p.m., the Solo Championship over 12 laps. 3:35 p.m., the Sidecar Championship, 12 laps. And at 4:35 p.m., the second kart race. Lots more action on the Southern 100. Hope you've enjoyed the commentaries this evening, and you'll rejoin us tomorrow afternoon at approximately 2:20 for commentary on the 2 big events tomorrow afternoon. So, until then, from what we're very pleased to say is a very sunny Castletown, from Ian Cannell, myself, and all the commentary team down here in the south of the island, let's move north to Douglas and rejoin Bill Crisp.
My kind of sound in Douglas, here on Manx Radio.
Once again, our thanks indeed to Peter Neal and also Ian Cannell, working very, very hard indeed there down in the south of the island. Very exciting and very, very interesting commentaries on the racing this evening. As Peter says, we resume broadcasting. We'll be down there with our live commentary team tomorrow. That is Thursday, of course, and live commentaries throughout the afternoon. And our time is here 3.5 minutes to 9 o'clock on this What day is it today, Ralph? It's a Wednesday evening.
You can't go out with me.
Beg your pardon?
But when the weekend comes around, she knows where
We're going to wind up things here with the Drifters.